Welcome to What the Fit, a podcast about what it means to be fit, whatever the fuck that means. Welcome, Ray.
Hi.
Oh my God, I'm so happy.
I'm so happy to be
Here
here.
we are. So obviously I'm giving Maura Higgins. I had to pay a nod to her. And we had to do what we do best.
Obviously.
Which is show up.
Coordinated. Show up, period.
Show up, period. But no, I'm really excited to have you on. This is like, I was just telling someone, I recorded a podcast with my grandma, like before she passed, a couple years before she passed. And not that I'm like comparing you to like my grandma who's passed away. But
I get it all the time.
Do you know what I mean? Like I recorded a podcast with her and I like have this like just like a conversation of us recorded, and I like treasure it so much. And I was like, I'm going to get to do that with you. And for those that don't know you, you are like you're my companion in this season of my life. And you've helped me so much as I've transitioned from like corporate stuff to like bartending. Like we'll get into it, but obviously you are someone that's been in the industry for a long ass time. You've done like every job imaginable and you excel and you're a star and you're the best at what you do. Everyone knows it. You are Liberty's favorite. You are the number one.
I mean, I can't disagree.
And I don't know. I feel so grateful to be like under your wing and to like learn from someone that just is the best. Is the best that I think so highly of. I was actually telling Garth, I was like, Ray has taught me so much. Like, I'm so happy to have like, what's it called when you like train under someone?
When you
know what I mean? Like, like. Well, I was kind of thinking kind of like I was like I'm your understudy.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
like when you leave, I'll get to like step in, but like until then, like I am the understudy. But like, what's the word? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I feel like that's a good word
like
for it, though.
It's like staging. Is that what
staging
I'm thinking?
is a word. It's you kind of like shadow and kind of see if
right.
the job is the right fit for you, if it's something that you can do, which you kind of did stage for a while.
I did with Adri.
You you literally did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it. I was the intern. But then when we first started working, so Ray and I bartend together at Liberty's. We are companions in the season of our life. And we just, I don't know, there's like something so special that happens when we work together. And I'm just like so happy that even if I don't ever get to experience it again, like I'm not like we'll work together again sometime.
Yeah.
Because Ray's leaving, he's becoming a flight attendant. We'll also get into that. But like we'll get into that. But like even if I don't ever have what we had again working with someone, I'll be so grateful to have experienced it.
Which is so funny because like just hearing you say all of that, because there was a time that we didn't know each other.
I know.
Which is crazy to think about. There was a time, it wasn't that long ago.
No, right.
And I remember when I first, saw pictures of you when Erin spent some time with you in Italy, and she was meeting me in Paris.
Yes, of course. Because that's how
she just kept talking about Christelle, and I'm like, who's Christelle? Who's this person? I've known Erin for over a decade at this point.
Yeah, that's our mutual connection.
And I'm so curious to see who this person is that she knows that I don't. And I was obsessed with you from the moment I saw you. I saw your Instagram. I saw all your pictures in Italy. And I was just like, who is this woman?
I can't.
And
I can't with the woman.
when we met, it wasn't like an instant. Like I was obsessed with you. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't an instant.
Right.
We started hanging out right away. Like we started talking all the time right away. It was not instant, and it kind of developed. And then before I knew it, we were kind of inseparable.
I mean, I think it like really started when we started working together.
Yeah.
Because that, like, this is what I wanted Ray to come on to like talk about, kind of like, I don't know, the ins and outs of the industry that we work in that is new to me. That is a new industry and a new job and like a new way of operating to me. Something that you have experienced, your working life. And so I feel like it's been easier for me to like notice things that people that have been doing this job or working, like they don't even notice anymore because it's just like second nature, right? Like they live it, they've done it forever. I know if I think about things in my corporate job, like I wouldn't notice because I'm like on the inside of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so someone is coming on the outside, inside, I've just like noticed certain characteristics, traits qualities, like requirements to work here. And I think that it's just really a fun topic to talk about because a lot of us, most of us experience the bar from the other side, like as the customer. So this is like, we want you guys to experience the bar from the other side.
Let us tell you.
Let us tell you.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
In a really big way.
In a really big way. So, okay. So I think like the first thing to talk about is like, and maybe you can like help like make sense of this a little bit. Like there is such, I personally think that bartending and the way specifically that we work and we bartend, because there are two of us, only two of us behind the bar. So there's like no one else that we're taking into consideration. Like it's us behind the bar. So to me, I look at it very much like a team sport. Mm-hmm. Like you've got to be working as a team, and everyone knows on a team, like there are people that you just don't work, like not even well with, but it's just not the same. It's not the same mesh. It's not the same gel, you know, whatever it is. And so I feel like it's like when you find that sweet spot, like I do want to make some analogy of like a famous, like, I don't know, is it like a Travis Kelce and a Patrick Mahomes, you know?
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person.
I think that's
I know those names, and I understand the reference.
I think that's a good analogy.
Yes. Like working in tandem,
yes.
Like,
And so I just want to like preface that for people that I think that is that like rare to find? Or is that like, oh, you like, maybe just for me, because it's my first time finding it, I think like, oh my God, it's like the first time I'm falling in love, you know? I'm like, oh my God, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. But maybe like there are other people.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's like rare to find that person that you like kind of mesh really well with and you kind of work in tandem. You will find those people, especially if you work in places with larger staffs. I will say like working at a smaller establishment like Liberty's, it's such a small staff. Like we're very blessed to have a staff that is amazing, and you mesh with everyone, and like, you know, everyone is looking out for each other.
Right. It's just not that everyone shares the same closet and the same music taste as you and I.
Correct. That I feel like that is a little more rare for sure, where you find the exact same person that you are in another person. But I've worked in, you know, restaurants where it's like bigger staff and stuff like that, and you know, I've always had at least a couple people who I know the shift's going to run smoothly if I'm working with them. If they're on the same floor as me, in the section next to me, I know they're going to help me water my tables, things like that. So, and then I vibe with them at the side stand too. Because that's another thing.
It's a good teammate.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, okay, you might be a hard worker, but we're not vibing in the side stand. We're like too different. So, you'll find people like that in this industry, because I think it's also just an industry that attracts people with good vibes. You know, for sure. But I will say what we have is special. What we have is rare. What we have is rare. Specifically. But like you'll find people on the way that, you know, you mesh and you work well with. But
Okay, so the reason why we wanted to do this too at this time is because you're leaving. You're going away. You are going to be an astronaut. You're off to boot camp.
I'm off to the sky.
You are off to the skies. You're going to be a flight attendant. And I just think that that's like another type of job and role that like most people have experienced, that sitting in a seat on an airplane. And like you are now going to be behind the scenes, like in that role. And I don't know, like to me it's so fascinating. I find it so interesting. It's such like a weird niche job. And after hearing like what like the process that you've gone through and like all like the requirements and what it takes, and like, I mean, the way you were describing, like, I'm gonna call them auditions, because in my mind that's what it was. Like you went to Dallas for your audition. Like honestly, it was like making the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Like, you know, they're calling out numbers, like literally 10 step forward. Like
it was kind of insane.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about, because I think people would just find that so interesting. Like absolutely. You decided like, okay, I want to be talk about why you wanted to do it, and then like how it like pans out.
Yeah. So everyone always asks me, like, has this been a lifelong dream of yours? No, it hasn't. I used to be scared of planes. I got on my first plane in 2021. Which is, I don't even know if you knew that.
Which is crazy, because Ray like travels 50% of the time, at least. Now, is just like
there was a time the only trips I had done were road trips, and like those were few and far between. But yeah, I got my first plane in 2021. It was to go to a wedding out in Sarasota. And since then, it helped me get over my like nervousness around flying.
Right.
The plane itself didn't really make me nervous, but then like airports kind of made me nervous. So I still didn't fly much.
Don't even get me started.
And not even for like, necessarily like safety reasons. I just hated being in big crowds, and it was around COVID too, where I wasn't around big crowds as much. Like that's this whole other layer of stress and anxiety and large group settings. But the more I travel, I got more comfortable with it, and then I started traveling all the time.
Do you feel more or less comfortable like traveling in groups versus alone? Like flying places, like when you like have a different flight or like you have to do it on your own.
I definitely feel more comfortable flying in groups just because like
if something goes wrong, someone's
there with you. Yeah. They're like if your flight is delayed or canceled, like you're not the only one dealing with it. Where it's like, I've been in the situation where I had a really tight layover and missed my flight, and I have to go get it figured out by myself. And I hate that.
No, I hate that. I ask because like I have my solo trip to Ireland really, really helped me with like my travel anxiety. But up until that, like I would have really terrible travel anxiety. It wouldn't prevent me from doing it, but it would be such an unpleasant experience simply getting to the airport and getting on the plane. As soon as I sat down on the plane, gone. Smooth sailing. But up until that point, I would be nervous about fucking everything. I'd have my phone out, checking my seat number over and over and over.
Over and over again. It's like compulsive.
Couldn't put it away.
Yeah.
I'm like, that you're A19. Like, that.
But do you? What if it changed? What if they changed it?
like to me, it was like I had to, like, the first thing I have to do when I get to the airport is, like, get to the gate.
Yeah.
Like, I put eyes on the gate. And then, like, okay, maybe I can, like, figure things out a little bit more, but, like...
Then you can go get a snack. Then you can go to the bathroom. Right, but like, you have to get to the gate first.
The bathroom situation is so stressful because you're, like, you don't want to go too far in advance that when you get on the plane, you're going to have to pee again. But, what if you go when they're boarding and... It's just anyway. Yes. Okay, so you got over that.
Yes, I got over that. It was every other week I was flying somewhere.
Yeah,
it was literally Lady Gaga.
Yes,
plane, bus, club, another club, no sleep.
Yeah. 365 party girl.
Exactly. And so travel just started becoming more like part of my life and something I enjoyed, and I was like really enjoying seeing new places that I hadn't explored before. I started going a little bit further out than, I went out of the country for the first time to go visit Paris. Then I went to the Virgin Islands and like, I was just like really getting,
you got the travel bug.
Literally,
you got bit by the travel bug.
I've been bitten.
You're bit.
And I've been in hospitality for over 10 years. And like you said, I've done every job within that under the sun. And, I have friends who are flight attendants and talk to me about the perks and their life, flying around. And I just started thinking like, well, what if I also do that?
Yeah.
It's
perfect for you. Like, and it's so funny, like when you were going through the interview process, which I'll have you talk about in a sec, there was like never a second where I was like doubting, like ever. I was like, do we really even have to do this? Like,
I doubted a lot.
You
actually.
did?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a crazy selective process. And whenever I tell people, I applied and I've gotten through to the point where I'm about to fly off to training.
Yeah.
First try, which apparently is not
but again, not
very common. Right. When like, and I know myself and like, I know I'm, personable and I know that I have good qualifications for a job like this with like my time in management and hotel management specifically,
right?
Where kind of it's a little bit more intense than restaurant management.
Yes.
Like what I need to do to get those jobs, like I had to be CPR certified. We had to learn about how to spot humans, like sex trafficking, that kind of stuff. It's like a little bit more intense than what I would have been used to prior. So it's like I know that I have qualifications for this. And I even still, it's like so many people do.
Right. I can see
the amount of applications. So like just getting your application to be noticed then to make it past the personality assessment, then to make it past
So what's
like
the personality assessment? It's like you answer questions.
You answer questions, and they make them kind of impossible to answer. They basically, it's like, would you say you're more likely to do this thing or this thing? And then you kind of have to rank where you lie. You know, you might be kind of neutral, like I'm right in the middle, but it's like both of them are just like horrible things that I would never do.
Right. Okay.
But it's like,
so it's bad. It's like a would you rather, like impossible.
Basically, it's impossible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like I guess I have to pick which one I'm more likely to do. Though I would never, but you don't have the option to say I would never do this.
Yeah, they already know that you wouldn't, but they're trying to like evaluate your like risk assessment, you know, like what is like the better of the worser option, because when you're in the air, what the fuck, you don't know what could fucking happen.
Anything could happen.
Air.
Anything could happen. You have to think on your feet. You have to be.
That's why I like joke
quick
about you like being an astronaut, but literally you're gonna be in the sky. You're gonna be working in the sky for the majority of
office.
your that's you're in the sky. Like there's so many uncontrollable things.
So the personality assessment, it felt kind of impossible. It took me forever to complete. I was like, surely I won't get past this point because I have no idea how I did on this. I got selected for the virtual self-guided interview is what it's called.
Okay, yeah, it's a virtual, like a bot interview.
So this one, it gives you prompts and you have a small amount of time to prepare your answer.
Yes.
And then you have maybe a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes to answer, and you're recording yourself. You're not talking to an actual person.
Yes. I've been the one administering those types of like bot assessments.
I hated it.
Yeah, most people don't like it, but they need to do that for volume because they can't hire the people to 100%. Go through that quickly enough.
They don't have enough people to actually sit down and exactly. So I'm recording myself. Once these videos are done recording, whether you finished or not, like they stop recording. And it sends off and you don't get to retake it.
No, right.
So I was like, surely I messed that up. Surely. They reached out and invited me to do a face-to-face.
Okay. And the face-to-face in Dallas.
Yes. So they flew me out to Dallas to do the face-to-face. I flew out, came back same day. It was like 12 hours, I think, from start to finish, from when I woke up, got ready, got on a plane, went there, did the interview, came back to the airport, got home. It was almost 12 hours. That part was kind of insane. It was a group interview, which I had never been part of a group interview before. And I had no idea what they were looking for per se. I didn't know when they were watching me, like when I could kind of just like breathe. And so I was on the whole time, even when we were in a room together with all the other interviewees. There were no recruiters in the room. I mean, they could be watching. For sure. They probably are. Watching. They are watching.
Yeah, this is a legacy airline. Yes. They're watching. They're always watching.
And what I kind of learned after the fact is that they're pretty much like watching from when you get to the airport. You're going through TSA. They know. They
need to see. You need to be looking comfortable. You need to be looking confident. You need to be able to handle your surroundings. You're going to be doing this 500 trillion times a year.
Literally. So I show up to the face-to-face. I was bordering being late, which was, it gave me a heart attack. Yeah, literally. Because I'm not a tardy person.
No, not tardy.
But I that's a solid thing. But I was kind of like on edge already because I was like, I'm almost late, but I made it there in time. I'm gonna start talking to people because I don't know if I'm being watched. I didn't want to be too out there.
Yeah.
There were
oh my god, this is literally like you're on Traders.
No, literally.
Yeah.
I don't want to draw too much attention. There were people that were basically acting like they were conducting interviews within the room, and I was just talking to people next to me, like,
of course,
where are you from?
Yes, nice.
Like, where are you hoping to go to? Normal. Yeah. And then they had you do like kind of simple tasks just to see, you know, can you do the job?
Yeah.
I'm pushing a cart down the aisle. I'm reaching in the overhead bin. Putting myself in a jump seat, things like that, reading announcements.
Where do you think it was like the big where they like made the decision at?
I think it was there was an exercise we did. We were all given a scenario, and we were also given a number, and we were grouped with everyone who had that same number was grouped together, but we were scattered throughout the room. And so when they called your number, everyone got together. we had to quickly, like, we had like 30 seconds to look over everyone's scenario and rank them from like most urgent to least urgent.
Oh yeah, they are all about risk assessment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you have no time. You have to look at it and like, okay, this is most, this is the least. We had to rank ourselves.
And then agree on it.
We had to agree on it.
Yeah.
So
This
can you work
literally
together as a
sounds like
team?
challenge.
Like literally, like, can you work together as a team? Because I mean, you're never.
I want to go through flight attendant interview, but I don't want the job. Though.
You don't want a job. You just want to do it.
I just want to do it.
I think you could get there. I mean, you're never working by yourself as a flight attendant. It's like you have to be able to work as a team. You're going to be working with people you've met for the first time.
Yep.
Like in this situation, I've never met any of these people before.
Right.
I don't know what they're like.
Yep.
But we all need to agree on what is important, what is urgent, and what we need to handle in,
this is
a specific.
So interesting. And I think I also am so interested in this because working in talent acquisition, going through like designing like selection processes based on like the qualifications of the job, like what's needed for the job. So like this is like really like super extra fascinating to me because I'm like, oh my God, what are they assessing for? Like what's really important to them? And and you can tell that through like what the kind of like steps they're putting you through.
And it can be kind of break you a little bit because you're overthinking. Like there's so many people who kind of overthink, overplan.
Yeah.
They have like answers in their head. Then they get kind of messed up if they don't ask those questions or if they ask a new question and they don't have that answer prepared. So I kind of went into it. I didn't really try to prepare at all. I didn't like try to Google too much or like whenever. I just kind of went in. I had no idea what was going to happen. And I was like kind of surprised with how the things ran out. But I was very comfortable, when we ranked ourselves from like most urgent to least urgent, we had to go down the line and state our name, our candidate number, and then
like you're trying out.
Read out. Yeah, literally. I'm number 24.
Yeah.
And then you had to read your assessment, say why you ranked where you did, and then you had to say what you would do in that scenario also. Crazy. So like my scenario was a passenger let me know that a loved one had passed away, and that's why she was flying to go to the funeral.
Yeah.
And so when I got up and I saw the other scenarios, I knew immediately that I was the least important,
yes.
which is crazy.
Yes. No, for sure.
Like loss is not insignificant.
Yeah. But when we're thinking about the safety of everyone
safety
on board,
comes first.
Safety always comes first.
So, and this is why I'm going to be a good flight attendant.
No, you are going to be a good flight attendant. So, okay. So basically the kind of like pinnacle of the story here, right, is that they give you a job offer.
Yes.
On this, like basically on the spot.
While I was in Dallas, they were calling people up by their number and they were taking them because we were in the tech building. And so they were, they had to escort us from like point A to point B. We couldn't just like wander by ourselves. So they were taking us out kind of one by one. And then they kept skipping over my candidate number. They were going in order. Yeah. Because we were in order of flight time. So like the lower candidate numbers had the earlier flight times.
Makes sense.
And they just kept skipping over me. And I was like, what is going on? Once it got down to maybe like 10 or so of us, I can't remember the exact number, but it was a big group of people, dwindled down to a very small group of people.
Oh my gosh.
Then
so
we
dramatic.
found out that
You got it.
We got it.
And so you ship off to basic training, as I like to call it, in a couple of weeks. So that's why it was really important to be like, okay, let's come on. Let's talk about this. I'm so excited. Like, this is like a really interesting, I had someone ask me recently, like, are you going to cry when Ray leaves? And I was like, yes, I know that I will, but it will not be like in front of anyone. It will not be when you leave. It might not, when I like say goodbye to you for the last time, like I'm not like that kind of person, but it will literally be like in a moment when I'm like at home and like, I want you to be there so bad. And like, that will, will feel deeply, and I'm lucky enough that, I've had these experiences in my life where I have like such a close friend that is just like intricate into my day-to-day life, like we live a street away from each other. We work together. We get like to travel together, like it's just like our lives are so interwoven together in this like wonderful way. And, those times don't last forever. And the only thing that like keeps me really just like, I don't know, in this space of gratitude is that like, I know you're going off to do what you are absolutely supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that, like, I'm so happy for you, but it is just like this such an interesting experience of grief where you're like, I'm so sad and I'm so happy. Mm-hmm. And like both are there.
It's bittersweet.
It is. It's just the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into like our secrets behind the bar.
Yes.
So I think the first thing for us, at least, and this probably doesn't apply to everyone. Not every bartender thinks about what they wear behind the bar, nor does it impact them as much as it impacts us.
Yes.
And I don't remember what the first time we decided to start matching was, or like coordinating our looks. I don't remember how.
It was early on.
It was very early on. And obviously we were not the first ones to do this. We didn't invent doing this.
No.
But it was something that came like so naturally to us.
Yes. And we realized that we had so many similar looks in our closets.
Yeah, our closets are the same.
The black cropped tank with the chain.
Yes.
Like
we have the
exact same top.
That I thrifted.
And that I bought off a friend in a different state.
We don't even know where it's from.
I have no idea where it's from.
No, it's no label.
There's no label on it.
Just those, we were meant to find each other in those chained crop tops.
Yes. Well, it was because I had, working with like Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's always in a look.
Oh my gosh.
And
yes.
obsessed with her looks.
Yes. And
so I'm like, okay, I have to match that energy. So I would text her, like if we were ever working a shift together.
Yep.
And like, what are we wearing? Mm-hmm. What's the vibe? Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't necessarily like match, but we were
and that's
in
how
the same vibe.
That's how Mar and I approach, where we're like, we've got a story to tell you. It's gonna look like we're a part of the same band.
Yeah,
we're going to the same party.
You're in the family.
Yeah,
you might not be sisters or like twins.
Yeah.
But you're family.
Yeah.
It's the same family
for sure. We try to go a little bit more literal.
Yeah,
we do.
We're the same person.
Yeah, there's just two of us behind the bar. We're twins.
And I think that when you started working and like we started doing like Wednesdays together, that was like our consistent shift together.
Yep.
Like there was that idea like, okay, what's the vibe that we're doing? Mm-hmm. And then we found out that we had so many.
Yes. And the thing that I think that is, I don't know if people realize, is that the vibe curation is so important.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's so important that you don't even know how important it is, and you really shouldn't ever even notice it. But like if it's not there, you will notice.
Yes.
And so sometimes it's difficult. And sometimes I think like we'll come in with an idea. We'll be like, okay, we have this look, we're gonna have this playlist, like it's gonna be this, and like it won't be that.
It changes.
Yeah. But there are other times that I love too, where maybe we're waiting for it to kick off. Or, we're like waiting for it to pick up a little bit so we can like put on our playlist and we can like get into our vibe. And we'll be almost kind of like anticipatingly anxious about it. Like we want it.
Put it on, yeah.
And then sometimes you just have to be the one to be like, it's starting now.
And you make the vibe. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people don't realize how much we curate the vibe and how like they come into a bar and they're like, well, I love it here. And they don't even know why.
Right.
They have no idea why. But like it's because of what we're doing, all the little things. And that's why it drives me crazy when people come in and they start requesting songs. Yeah. And like
this is our show.
It's our show.
You can go find a touch tune somewhere and you'll have so much fun with it.
We have a sister bar up the street, the Pony. Go to the Pony, they have touch tunes.
And so like, no, but this is like when you come to our house, you're coming to our house.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that it's just so interesting that it's not something that I would think I was like innately aware of too, or like how much significance it was going to hold as I like came into this job, but not even necessarily for other people, but for me. Like it is so important for me to feel a certain type of way behind the bar.
If you don't feel good, the whole shift is wrong. You're not having a good time.
You're not.
And no one else is going to have a good time because you're not having a good time.
And your money is going to be directly affected.
Exactly.
And you don't always feel like doing it. And so there are certain, like with the look, I think it's like one of the tools that I use. Like, okay, if I show up and I look good and I know I feel good, like I can gaslight myself.
Yeah. You literally trick yourself into having a good time. And also I'm a Leo, as you know. So when I come into a shift and I'm wearing a fit and I get compliments, that alone will just like pick me up.
Gold in my tank. just little coins.
Coins in your tank.
Just coins in the tank.
And you can keep going. And you kind of deplete a little bit, and then somebody new comes in, and they're seeing your fit for the first time.
They deplete a little bit.
And then more coins in the tank. And it will literally get me through the night. And I don't care if that makes me sound any type of way, but I'm like, I will literally feed off of compliments.
We need encouragement, and like encouragement can come in a lot of forms. Like, you know, like you take a shot, that's encouragement.
Yes.
Like sometimes you need a little pep talk from from your, if you're bartending with someone else, you might need this little like, okay, come on, we can do this. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night. And you're like, okay.
You're right.
I have to, like, sometimes if I'm like in the bathroom, I will like literally like get up, get ready to go out the door, and just be like, just like a big deep breath.
Yes.
And like open the door, and you're like, here we go.
Yeah.
Bitch. You're like walking into the circus. Like you had one moment of silence, and now you're back in the ring. But yeah, and oh my gosh, and sometimes, and when the look isn't right, or when you don't feel when you thought that you were going to feel comfortable in something,
it's diabolical. The one time I wore a crop top, and I went to work, and I just felt so bloated.
Yeah, you just,
and I was like, you can't. I've made a mistake. I literally can't work like this, and I was just in a bad mood. I literally had to dig around.
Imagine all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
feel like, bloated in a crop top.
Yeah,
what is
don't
worse?
look at me. Why are they looking down?
Yeah.
My eyes are up here. Like, hello. But I literally had to dig through the Lost and Found and put on a shirt from the Lost and Found because I simply couldn't work the shift.
No, you simply couldn't. And
I was going to close early. Yeah, sorry, Garth.
Yeah. Last call.
Last call.
It's last call.
It's 9 p.m. and it's last call.
And that is when you found that flannel. That
flannel.
I have almost the exact same flannel. And then once again, we were brought together by items of clothing.
Yes.
The list goes on and on. Yeah. Okay. So like the look is like something, like the vibe, the music, like, oh my God, you don't even want to get me started about the time that I had to bartend without music. That was.
We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
I like unlocked a new level of hell. And then from that moment on, I was like, it is sometimes nice to go through those moments, because then if like things are going wrong, you know, other things are going wrong, you can be like, at least I have music.
At least I have music.
At least I have music.
Because you could have no music and be alone with your thoughts.
Make it be even worse. And I'm not only am I alone with my thoughts, I'm alone with everyone else's thoughts.
It's like the chatter, like you just hear everyone's conversation. And then also the people coming up like, there's no music.
You're like, yes, I'm so aware.
I'm too aware.
I'm so aware.
I'm too aware.
But that brings me to another good point that we had about like one of the requirements of this job that I don't think a lot of people think about is like the ability to like read the room.
Yeah. Honestly.
And to like anticipate what's going to happen before it happens, because we're just now dealing with a group of people who knows how long they've been drinking, how many drinks they've had, what they're bringing into the space, what they're, you know, whatever it is.
You don't know if they've eaten. You don't know what medications they're on. They can walk in those doors and be completely fine and normal, the person that you're used to seeing when they come in, and then in moments,
it's gone.
It's gone.
And
they're
then
gone.
You're calling 911. You're calling the police. They're locked in the bathroom with their clothes off.
Yes.
True story.
Yeah.
Actually happened. So it's like people, like, you're not just ever bartending.
No.
You're not ever just making drinks.
No. It's so much more than that. You literally, from the moment that door opens, I hear that little ding, the little beep beep beep.
Beep beep beep.
Yeah.
Let's go, bitch.
I am eyes on the door. I'm looking at who's walking in that door, what state are they in, are they of age, and literally the entire time you're scanning the room, you're looking at people's eyes. Are they making eye contact with you? Are they being shifty? Did they just slip a bottle of wine under their jacket?
Are they taking a 15 pack of High Life out the door?
Literally, it's constant. You're always on. Your brain has to be, you know, the wheels are turning constantly.
I know. And I think this is where it also gets to, it's helpful, I think, for my audience to hear this, because I've been trying to describe this like feeling of like this new level of tired that I feel that's not related to like lack of sleep. It's like this exhaustion and like drainage of like having to be on in so many different ways, because there's like this like emotional labor of being a bartender as well. And I think particularly in like where we work, where we know a lot of people in the community and, you know, a lot of our friends are there, a lot of people that we interact with. And it's like this job relies so much, at least for me. I don't know, maybe other people can do it differently, but like I really got to be feeling good, like outside of the bar, you know, like I really need things to like, I'm feeling just, I don't know, just like okay and good and just like myself and like grounded and whatever to like come in and be able to like go behind the bar and like do this job. And so when I'm not, like if things aren't going that well, like in my personal life or outside, then to like have to come in and be like, okay, like everything has to be fine when everything is definitely not fine. And the thing that's not fine is fucking like staring at you in the face. Do you know what I mean? Like there's just like so much going on where it takes so much energy for me. I think it probably does for a lot of other people where it's like, no, it's, yes, it's the late nights for sure, but there's this like second level of it.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
What back when I was managing and if I was ever hiring a bartender, especially like someone maybe who hasn't been bartending very long or maybe is coming from, I don't know, event bartending versus like, okay, you're working at a bar where there's going to be people sitting in front of you the entire shift and so that. I'm like, you're on stage. Yeah. You don't have anywhere to hide. There's nowhere
to hide.
It's like you might be able to go to the bathroom for a second.
You can't even go to the bathroom because they're going to fucking bang on it. They're going to bang. You're in the bathroom for 5 seconds. They're going to bang on it. That is the one fucking thing. If you ever see me lose my shit at the bar, it is guaranteed this one thing. When I get 2 seconds to take a fucking piss and check my Instagram and someone's banging on the door telling me to stop doing drugs, get out. And I'll like open the door, like clearly they know like that I'm the bartender, and I will just be like unleash on them.
Like give me this couple of seconds. That's all it is. It's not. You're not in there very long. You have to get back behind the bar.
Oh, I don't care if it's an irrational thing, but like that'll be the first thing to piss me off.
No, yeah, 100%. But yeah, you're on stage. You don't really have anywhere to hide. Like you said, it is draining. And
you have to put on like, I mean. You cannot like there are times when like you get into like a bitchy mood and like you know whatever, but like at least me, like I don't want to be there.
No,
like that's not who I am. That's not how I want to present. Like that's not how I want people's experiences to be at the bar or with me.
Because you want them to come back.
Yeah,
you want them to have a good time. To have a good time. Yeah, we have to kind of leave that stuff at the door. Yeah, and put on a face, and that's draining. It's also draining because we kind of are people's therapists in a way, whether they realize it or not.
Oh my gosh, for sure.
It's emotionally taxing.
Yeah, you're giving a lot.
Yeah,
you're giving a lot, and
we're not getting a lot back.
Ways that I didn't imagine, and no, you're not giving a lot back. I think I was talking. I don't know if I was talking to you about this or if I was talking to Gia about this. The difference between like, a good shift and a busy shift.
We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah. And that, like, there is a difference. Like, busy, you might hear, like, okay, it was busy, great. You're making a lot of money, probably. But then, which can be true. You can be, like, very busy, make a lot of money, and also it's, like, a shit shift. But then you can have, like, a good shift, where there's, like, this beautiful balance of, like, this, like, you got stuff to do. Everyone in is cool. You're making a ton of money. You feel calm. You feel in control. You're never in the weeds. Yeah.
It's like a nice flow. You have a nice rhythm. It's, my favorite shift, like a perfect shift for me.
Ooh, tell me.
It's when, you have your regulars, the ones that, you have good rapport with. You have, they tip really nicely. Yeah. They're not going to make your job any harder.
Oh no.
They're so easy. Their order. They're never going to stray from their order.
No, they're the best. They are there as, that's the other tool. Good regulars.
Yes, good regulars.
Good regulars will help me more than anything.
And you have someone to like go over to like, oh my God, this person just did the most ridiculous thing or had the most ridiculous order.
What they really act like is like they act as kind of like a sponge for you to like kind of put into. They're like, hey, I'll take some for you. I'll take some for you right now.
So you need those. But also I do enjoy the random stranger who I've never seen before too.
Right.
Because it's like I don't feel obligated to give you a free drink.
Sure.
And like, I don't feel obligated to, devote a ton of my time to it. Like, we'll chat. Like, we can, all that thing.
But it's easy. It's an easy exchange. And,
exactly.
They want to do their thing. You're doing your thing.
Yeah. They know nothing about me. I don't have to like catch them up on the latest with the flight attendant stuff. And,
Right.
which I love talking about it, but I do repeat myself a lot throughout the entire shift.
For sure.
Every other person that comes in.
I hear you do it.
I say the same thing over and over and over again.
You want.
I'm just going to like get a button that says, no, I don't know where I'm based yet. I find out in training. So it's like a nice mix, the healthy mix of regulars who are easy, plus, the strangers who they're going to come in, they're going to get around, they're going to tip you 20%, and it's fine.
Sure.
But it's like you get all of that early. You get the busyness early, and then it kind of trails off at the end, like the very end, not too early.
Right, not too
because then money is affected.
Yeah.
So you make your money and then it dies down and then you can pre-close and then you're not there late. And it's just like a nice, like, it's literally it's the perfect shift.
I know. I haven't had one in a while.
It's been a little bit.
I'm due for one.
Yes, you are.
You
are. You deserve
I've been going through a little rough patch lately. That's okay. That's okay. I want to talk about too, like earlier we were saying like how it's such a team sport, and I think what's been so cool with us is that we just like naturally fall into these roles. Like they're not like said out loud. And I guess again, like coming from someone like me and my background where like expectations were like clearly laid out so that everyone knew what was expected of them. And so they would do it. And if they weren't doing it, you would know, okay, well, what you already knew this was expected of you. You have no excuse kind of thing. It was just like corporate is very like, you have to be like laid out. And with us, it was just like, I know I'm never going in the basement.
No, never.
I'm never carrying a case of High Life up from the basement.
I could not imagine a world where we are working Wednesday together and you were running up and down the stairs carrying multiple cases of High Life up at not even once.
And
I'm sorry.
I think that when we first started working together early on, I think maybe I was like I had gone down to get it. Obviously, like, just we needed it, and so I was going to go do it.
And it's not like you wouldn't do it.
No,
like
right.
If like
right. I mean, yeah.
You're not like, I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm saying you're not doing that.
But then also I realized, which I hate about this job, that I have physical limitations that prevent me from moving faster than you. And when I saw you carrying up like the 4 cases, just like it was nothing, like you're do. And for me, that was every ounce of strength I could muster. And I had to take a break at the top of the stairs. And I was like, 1, I'm pissed. And 2, it's yours.
It makes more sense for me to do it. It's
because we're
quicker,
thinking about
it's
efficiency.
more efficient. Yes. You have to think about efficiency.
That's why I also think we work so well together, is because we are always thinking about efficiency. And like, if I see, like, we'll oftentimes reach to do the same thing because we know like what's next to come.
Yeah. If I start something and I get caught up talking, making a drink, things like that, you're finishing it.
Oh, it's done.
It's
already done.
Yeah.
And it's also fun. So like with tasks, we know we've got down, like I'm responsible for this, you're responsible for that. Yeah. We know, we just have a flow. But then it's also fun when we have to assume different roles, like personality roles.
Yes.
Because I think most of the time in our natural state, we're both fun, we're both like welcoming, we both like want to like bop around, we want to chit chat, we want to like dance, we want to like, have a good, nice, fun time.
Absolutely.
And we're patient and like we, whatever. But there are times though where that's not the case.
Yeah. People are out of line. Or I don't know, some like, you get into a mood, you get into a funk, you're like one too many things have happened where you're like, I can't dig out of this hole and here I am stuck. And we had like a time recently where like it was just like a flip of a switch where like you were good cop, I was bad cop. Like I was just like ripping through people, like do this, get out of here, it's time to go, whatever, blah, blah. And people were clearly just being like, we're over this girl. Yeah.
And then they would walk out of the bar and look at you and be like, bye, Ray. You're so sweet. You're like chit chatting at the fucking POS where I'm like
hamming it up.
You're hamming it up. As I'm like screaming at people to get the fuck out.
It's about balance.
You need
because I would say most of the time we're pretty much on the same level of like, we're having a good time, we're, you know, being friendly, we're, you know, whatever. But the moment I saw that you were not having it anymore, like there was a turning point. I'm like, I gotta counteract.
No.
Because I'm like, I completely understand it. You were rightfully there.
Yeah, right. It wasn't like I just like had whatever.
It was not for no reason. I literally, then I got a compliment about my hospitality, which I don't know if I ever have in that way at Liberty's before.
Like, it was so directly being like, fuck this girl.
Literally. It was that moment when I kind of realized too, I was like, oh, this is...
I think when I first started, like, that would have really rattled me, like someone not thinking that I was like doing the best, most perfect job. Right. And I think that's also just indicative of like my personality. Like, I'm like, oh, I just want to come in. I'm like, I want everything to be perfect. I want everything to go like the right way. And what this job has taught me and what has really helped me let go of is control, because there are so many things about our job that we have zero control of. 100%. We have no control of the weather that affects whether people come in the door or not.
Who comes in?
Events that's happening that like will either dictate people coming in or people not coming in. Like what's going on in the world in general will indicate how people are acting. Yeah. The fucking full moon. You know what I mean?
Can't control it.
You can't control it. Or just like anything, like you come in, you might slice your finger cutting limes. Then you're in a state.
That affects your whole shift. The rest of your shift.
Bend a certain way and your back gets fucked. Then it's the whole, you know, whatever. Like you just never know. And so it's just helped me so much to be like, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah, you have to roll with it.
You have to be able to roll with it. And if like you know, it happens where I'm not like at my like best A+ performance, fuck it, it's fine. Like I'll be okay. We're not, you know, performing heart surgery here. We're making espresso martinis.
We're not saving lives. Yeah.
Like,
this is not life and death.
Sometimes we are saving lives. In more ways than one.
Most of the time.
Yeah, but you know, the point taken of like, I don't know. It's and it also helps me to remember that in my like corporate job, was I perfect all the time? No. Were there people that weren't happy with me? Did I make mistakes? Did I not? You know, like there can be some grace. I just had like so much pressure when I started. But I'm better now and I don't care about being a fucking bitch. So there's that. But it is funny though, when we talk about like, we have no control over it. We will do certain things to like give us like a fake sense of control, or like we'll try to guess, you know, be like, I wonder if like the snow today, like you have to close tonight. We're like, it could mean that people come out.
Yeah. Sometimes I
don't come out.
I start pre-closing early, like really early.
You'll have rituals that you do that you know that if you start, it means people are going to come in.
Yeah, because it's like it's almost every time. Like, okay, I'm going to pre-close. I'm going to clean the beer tower. I'm going to, you know, put away the vermouths and whatnot, and then everyone orders. They come in and they're all ordering martinis, and I need the vermouth, and they're ordering Manhattans, you know, whatever. Yeah. So I'll do it on purpose sometimes. I'm like, maybe we'll get busy if I pre-close. I pre-close at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
or
I'm putting
you can
things
like,
away.
as soon as you order food.
Oh yeah. That's another one.
You're going to get a big group of people in.
Yeah. And you're not going to eat that until it's cold.
No.
Which is fine.
One of my favorite things about this job truly is like trying to make the predictions. You know, like you'll like text the happy hour bartender and be like, what are the vibes? What can we get? Like, it's just this like false sense of like, can I control this in any way?
And you can't.
I can't.
But like, it's nice to feel like you can.
It's nice to pretend. A lot of this job is just pretending.
Yeah, honestly.
Which is why I like it so much, because I love pretending things. Yeah. Okay, I think we need to end with our bar etiquette, our PSA, because these are things that I have been thinking so often of since I started this job, where I'm like, people need to know. If you care at all about being a good bar guest, if you care at all about the bartender like not talking shit about you behind your back, if you care at all about like being respected as you walk into a bar, into a restaurant, a place, if you care at all about those things, then these are for you. If you don't give a shit, fine, don't.
You can stop listening now.
It's not a requirement. You know, we'll serve you. We'll do whatever. You know, we're not. I'll whatever, but.
I will say until we won't.
We fucking won't.
Because I'm not, you know, there are certain things that, you know, that we expect for you to just be a good bar guest. It's not like you have to do these things or I'm not going to serve you.
No.
But I will tell you that there will be a thing that you do that gives me a reason to not serve you. And I will take that.
I will take it.
There will be very little room for grace.
Yeah.
If you are a bad bar guest.
Yes. Yeah. Because we again,
I'm sorry.
If we're thinking about like, this is our job. This is like how we're like experiencing our literal work day.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, I'm not going to have to take shit.
No, absolutely not.
Not when you're giving shit. Okay. So what's the first thing on here? Okay. This one. The ordering of the shots at different times.
Yes.
Timing. Like I really want you guys to think like you got to put yourselves in the shoe of a bartender. If I'm doing a mixed shot, right? I have a whole tin. I have a whole set of ingredients that I'm using. Many tools. If I do that and I finish it and I bring you back your 2 lemon drops, and then you say, "Oh, actually, I want another lemon drop."
One more. There's nothing I hate more than making one mixed shot. One green tea shot, one lemon drop shot.
And it's fine. Like
it's fine.
And if you want one, you do. That's fine to me. It's almost kind of like a drink.
That's honestly, that's not a bar etiquette thing. That's a me thing.
Yeah, and that's fair and that's fine.
Yes, you can continue doing that.
Yeah.
Don't let me stop you from doing that. But that's a me thing for sure.
But it's
but one more after you just made 2 of the same thing
or whatever it is, or you walk away. You know, you've got like all the stuff and you've done it and you leave and you can tell this has been an effort, and then you're like, oh, actually, can I do that one more time?
And it's not only about the effort and the tools being used and things like that, but it's also timing. It's like, you know, I know the order of steps of like, you know, I have 6 drink orders in my head. I have these people I'm going to get to. This is the person who I'm going to get a drink order from next once I finish this person. They've told me these drinks to make. I've made the drinks. I know I'm going to get payment from them, and then I'm going to move on to the next person, and those are the steps in my head. And then I didn't know the ones after that too, but then they have more to order after that, and it throws a wrench in it. And then, you know, you make those drinks, then they might have another drink. And then it comes to a point where I'm like, I need to break away. I'm going to get to these people who've been waiting, and then I'm going to come back to you.
It really filters into kind of like, if you go, and this is particular when busy, right? Like we've got a lot going on. Like if you're the only ones here and you order 4 shots and then you order another one, whatever. You know, but this is like, we've got stuff going on. You can see. We've got
full
stuff going on. Yes. Like having your order ready when you get up there. Yes. Having your form of payment and your order.
ID. You know, we are lucky enough to have a lot of regulars that we know, like, you know, you're in your 30s. Like you know. But there are also a lot of young people, especially on the weekends, that come in. I've never seen them before in my life. I'm gonna card you. Like, you look like you just turned 21 today. Yeah. I'm gonna card you. And that's nothing wrong with that. It's literally just law.
Yeah, it's my job.
Yeah. But like having your ID ready, you know, it drives me insane when I ask for an ID and then it's like, oh.
I think for me, the payment is like, you've been standing there and you've been waiting a second for me to get to you to get your drink. Here I am now. We've got this one chance. I am ready to give it to you. What do you want? What do you want, my love? What do you want, babe? What do you want, sweetie pie? What do you need? What do you need? Okay, I get you what you need. It takes a while for me to do that too, you know? And I come back and your purse is zipped on your shoulder.
Or you haven't in the back of the bar.
You haven't
It's at the table with your friends.
To dig through it yet. And then I have to stand there with everything else going around me that I know. Like you said, I've got things ticking away in my mind. And I have to stand there and wait for you to get out your form of payment. That'll be the thing that makes me roll my eyes the first. Insane. It's just like, come on. I want to help you help yourself.
100%.
What else is there? PSA. Okay, no yelling.
No yelling.
No yelling at the drink order. You will know when I call on you. You'll know.
Eye contact is like fine. Eye contact.
It is
like,
how you need to do it.
Looking at the bartender, I know you need something.
Yes.
You know, I see you there.
Yes.
I see everyone there.
I see everything.
I'm sure like the eyes that you're using to look at me, you can also see other people are there. I can
feel your eyes burning into my skull. And that's okay, because I know that's the only way that you can respectfully do it.
Yeah, the eye contact is completely fine. But yelling,
I promise you, I'm gonna get you.
Tapping, I'll make you a quick on the bar top, waving your payment.
At least
yelling.
The payment's
ready.
At least
your payment's ready.
I will say I'd be more likely to go to someone with their payment out.
I know. This is going to be Seamless transaction.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
They at least have the payment out.
But yeah, no, it is really.
It's like a Kroger Plus
it's
card.
Like, I obviously like I get where people are coming from. They want to get served. They think that they're important. They want to get a drink.
Yeah.
They really want to get someone to drink. They don't want to wait. They want to get back on the dance floor. I get it.
Absolutely.
I get all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in this ecosystem together, right? Like we've got to give and we've got to dance.
Yes.
We've got to dance with each other. There may be some times when you're waiting, and shouldn't be any time when I'm waiting though.
No.
That's just part of it.
Because once you get this drink, you're done.
Goodbye.
I've got things to do.
Yeah. And again, like it's so much like when it's and that's the only time when there's like annoyances happening is when you're like, if it's like a smooth, whatever shit, you're not annoyed because you got everything. It's when we start to feel it slip. Then we need everyone else to step up and bring their game because it's this community. We're in this together.
Absolutely.
What else do we have? Closing your tabs over and over again.
Yes. Which is like a very popular thing with...
I know.
Gen Z. Yeah. I get it if, you think you're going to order one drink and be done and like that's your intention. I'm only doing this one. But then your friends kind of convince you to say, I've been there. I'm literally out for a drink. But then I end up being out all night. Mm-hmm. But then once I realize after I close the first time, I'm probably going to order more drinks. Like, let's be real. I'm keeping that tab open. Mm-hmm. I hate to break it to you, but you're not spending less money by closing it every time. I don't know, like, fully what the psychology is behind it.
And I don't know if it's like they don't want we don't keep the card. Like,
yeah, that's another thing. It's like if I go to a bar that keeps a card, I'm probably not going to keep a tab out because I'm going to leave it.
Are they thinking like maybe they're less likely to be like, oh, put one more drink on my tab? They'll have to like pause and they'll have to get their payment out again. And they'll have like, do they think... I don't know. All I know is I hate it. And the amount of tips I have to enter also
doubles.
Do you know what? They are really being not eco-friendly.
We're wasting paper.
Every single time I have to print you out
two pieces of
paper.
Every time.
So if you are really concerned with the environment, which I think you are, I think it's something you value, something I value.
But I don't think it's something that they're thinking about.
They're not thinking about it. Maybe this is a PSA that now you think about it before you open your tab and close it over and over again.
We'll save paper.
Love. Yeah. Never also in my life since working have I called so many people babe, hon, love, like girl.
Love is a big one. Like I say love constantly.
I say love constantly.
I never say it in my real day-to-day life. Never. Whenever I called you, hey love. How you doing, love? I never say that.
I would never say it in real life, but I do say it when I'm behind the bar.
Constantly.
I think it's our way of like making the interaction be like more open. Mm-hmm. Like even though I might be running around, I might look a little frantic, I might get to you and like be like hurried. If I call you love, I'm coming from a place of joy and light.
Yes,
I'm coming with
I'm pure of heart.
I'm pure of heart.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Never use it in real life.
No, I would never. And it would be so funny because I would hear you guys when I wasn't a bartender, when I was just a regular. I would hear you guys say it all the time, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, that's so funny!" Like I would never say that. Like I could never imagine myself like that. And you don't even realize you do it. Mm-mm. It's automatic.
It just comes out. I feel like Matt Horn specifically. Like I hear him say love all the time, and he's used it. I feel like his day to day.
He actually is. He walks the walk and talks the talk.
But I think of him when I feel like Matt Horn. I started working in Liberties, and I'm like, thanks, love. I'm like,
okay, he's gonna love this conversation. Yes. He's gonna love this conversation.
Am I Matt Horn?
Like, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Oh my god. Okay, do we have any other bar etiquette? Any other PSAs? I think I've run through all of mine. Do you have anything?
I think one that I would love is like no more TikTok drinks. Like
I don't even know what the TikTok.
Oh my god! So I haven't gotten a request in a while, but people will see drink orders or sorry.
Yeah.
I'm apologizing to the microphone. I'm so sorry. People will see these drinks on TikTok that are like ridiculous and crazy, and then they come into Liberties and like, can you make this? Oh. They don't even ask you, can you make it? They just order it.
Like order a TikTok drink.
Just like these what are they, like blue motherfuckers or whatever they're like. No idea. They're basically Long Island's, but like some use like blue curacao,
Yeah.
some use Midori, like they're variations. And there's a TikTok going around where it's like the booziest drinks you can order at a bar. And so people come in and they order them, and I
that's
can't
crazy.
make most of them. Or like, you know, people want jalapenos in their Sauvignon Blanc. And, you know, it's
Interesting.
TikTok is making these things
Right.
popular.
Yes.
And then they just expect every bar to just have all these
Interesting.
ingredients,
Oh my
all
God.
the
They should do a
things to
TikTok
it.
bar though. Someone should open up a TikTok bar.
Yeah.
That would be really
And
fun.
do all the training. Like that's
a good idea.
that's a good. Should we open a TikTok bar?
Go be a flight attendant. Let me get some more experience.
Yes.
Come back. You know,
This is like a later
this is
venture.
this is later venture. We've
Yeah.
got a long life ahead of us.
Yes, exactly.
What that reminded me though was when anyone comes in and you ask what they would like to drink and they say surprise me.
Yes. Oh,
You are adding more emotional labor to my plate. I don't want to surprise you.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what you like. I don't have no. Do you like wine? Do you like beer? Do you like liquor? Do you like? I have no idea.
There is a situation where I think this is acceptable in a way.
Okay.
So say it's a slow shift. I'm like, there's a couple people in the bar. We have, you know, this like kind of like good banter. We're like, you know, vibing, and you aren't sure what to drink, but you've told me what you like. And you're like, I can't decide. This is what I've been drinking. I know what you've been drinking because you've been sitting here. Then I have the time. I'm like not doing
You have
anything.
the context clues.
I'm like, why don't I make you something? I like suggesting it if I have the time. But then also like if you're like, what do you think I should drink? There's so much more information there. That's fine, because I like making a drink for people that they maybe haven't even had before, and they love it. I'm like, that makes me feel like a good bartender.
For sure, love
and I
that.
don't experience that a ton anymore these days.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you come in, I don't know who you are at all, and you come in right off the rip, don't give me any context. Surprise me. That is insane. That is an insane thing to do.
It's diabolical.
I will literally just look at them and say no. Like, I told one girl one time, I was like, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
because I was so busy, and she said that, and I'm like, you have to. You're gonna order something, and I'm gonna make it for you.
I've done that when we're so busy
because
too.
the people who want you to surprise them don't like surprises. Almost every time, they don't like what they.
They just don't want to make a decision.
They want to make a decision, and that's fine. Get one of your friends to go order for you.
Hey,
that's
guess what?
fine.
Have a vodka soda.
Yeah, get something.
Have a vodka
And
soda.
maybe you won't even like what you order
And
because you can decide. But
just drink it anyway.
like I
Just
just
drink
can't, because I'm very tempted when people say surprise me to just give them a shot of Malort or something like evil.
I just heard one too, like a Rumpelminson red wine.
Yeah,
like something crazy.
just like something crazy. I just like take the bar mat and like drain it into a shot glass.
That's disgusting.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Garth, are you listening? I would never do that.
Whatever, you're leaving. Okay, I think we did everything. Are we
I think
missing
so.
anything?
I think
we
we're
did it.
perfect.
Oh my god, we're always perfect. I can't move in this outfit. So.
You
I love you so much.
I love you.
And Ray, come back and talk to us about flight attendant stuff.
I will.
Like I want the scoop.
Absolutely.
I want to hear.
I'll tell you everything.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Chrissy Gurley and at What the Fit Podcast. Full video episodes will be available on Spotify and YouTube, so follow and subscribe. If you're loving What the Fit, please help spread the word. Send it to a friend, share it to your story, and if you're looking for even more exclusive content, become a Patreon member. You can find it at patreon.com/whatthefitpodcast.